I'm pressing the button. Oh! Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited today because I made a purchase for my Kindle and it just came in today. I got one of those Kindle page turners and I just know I'm going to read so much faster with it. Not that I'm trying to, but low key, I haven't been reading my Kindle books even before I purchased this because I was ready to buy it. And so I've been waiting and now it's time. I wanted to maybe do, of course, a reading vlog. I just love reading vlogs so much because I have a hard time remembering books. Oh my gosh, I should have cut this beforehand, but I was so excited. But yeah, so I have a hard time remembering what I read. Like even after I finish it, if I don't do a review, like a written review, girl, it won't be done. But typically I prefer to wait for my written reviews. So with these reading vlogs, I can always revisit them and see what I thought about the book. This is the little box. I think this is the purple one. Oh my gosh, I have to cut this too. Okay. Girl, I was about to say, not black. This is, I guess, a little case for it. Oh, the charger. I hate that knowing that I have to charge that. I have no idea how to work this, by the way. Mind you, today is Tuesday. I'm not planning on starting the video like when I start reading until this weekend. Here it is. This is what it looks like. It's purple. Ooh. Okay, let's get my Kindle. So this is the Kindle that I have. I decided on not getting that viral Kindle stand. It has like a cup. First of all, I don't like eating or drinking while I read. Specifically eating. I can't focus because I'm a very fast eater. And personally, I don't take a bite then pause. I take multiple bites, so I'm a very fast eater, so I can't do both at the same time. I'm definitely a directions person. Okay, user manual. These don't normally come fully charged, but it should be charged enough that I can try it out. I actually bought one of these before, but it was a Bluetooth one. The one that I had, you couldn't connect it to your Kindle at all, even with Bluetooth. Step 1, click the screen sensor clip. Okay. It's blue. And the blue light is always on. Okay, single click the ring remote control button and then the screen sensor clip blue light flashes 3 times and the connection is successful. Let's see. Okay, clip the screen sensor clip on the correct position of the Kindle and press the ring. Okay, so it should be done. I do have a stand for my Kindle, but it's not that kind of stand. I don't even know where it is. I have 2. It might be behind me and I just can't see it. Here's my Kindle. We're gonna turn it on. How is it supposed to go? I don't even know what's on. Oh, I was reading a thriller. Let's see. Wait. Nope. I'm already doing it wrong. The clip part goes on the front. Okay. I'm pressing the button. Oh! Okay, and it doesn't look like I need to change my margins. Margarine? Margarine is a butter. Girl, I don't know. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Girl, I don't know if there's something spicy. Editing me popping in to say that there's a whole chunk of this video where I speak about no one telling me how to properly use the clip. There was a whole nother card in the box that I forgot about. I was reading from the user manual. I totally forgot about this, and it's literally instructions on where to place the clip on your screen. It tells you if you place it on the right, you're going forward. If you move it to the left, you go backwards. So much for me being an instructions girly. Anyway, let's jump back in and look at my dumb butt. Okay, but how do I know? Oh, that sucks. That sucks. It seems to only go forward. I can only press it. It's not like I can press it down maybe to go back. It's just going forward. So that sucks because I sometimes do need to go, you know, backward. I'll just have to remember that. In all the videos that I've seen, nobody has said that. No, wait. How do I turn it off? Okay. Q&A. What should I do if it doesn't work? Okay, so if I don't use this for 30 minutes, it turns off by itself automatically. I don't know if I trust it. How to check if the power of the page turner is low. Press the button on the screen sensor clip. If it blinks red, it means it's out of power and needs to be recharged. So does the remote controller. Okay, but how do I turn it off? Yeah, long press the power button for 5 seconds. I've done that. Okay, it worked. Y'all gotta be clear on these directions. And then the red light flashes 3 times. I don't know if y'all could see it, but I'm gonna try it and see if it turns on. Not turns on, but make sure I turned it off. Okay, it's off. Yay, I'm so excited. I am pretty sure the first book that I wanna try out reading, the first book that I wanna try reading with that, the first book that I wanna try it out with, whatever, is Release Me by J.L. Seegers. That is a book in the New Haven series. I think it's like book 4 or 5. Can't chit chat for too long because it is hot outside and my camera's gonna get hot. Can y'all see me? Can y'all see? I had to put my windshield thingy on because it's too hot and y'all know I like to chit chat. So I'm finally at the library. I have not been to this location in about, I'll say 3 months, at least inside. I have used the drive-through about 2 times already. This is also the first Friday in months that I've come just to sit. I did bring my little baggie that has the clip. I may or may not read, we'll see, because I have started, well, you'll see, but I'm working on my alphabet video and I'm on episode 3, as y'all know, and this is for letter M, so I'm probably gonna read a little bit of this. I do want to tell y'all some of my options for my Kindle. Release Me by J.L. Seegers. I could finish, I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's called Cuervo Carnival by NJ Weeks. I don't want to start Plus Size Player by, I'm for real, can y'all see me? Okay, oh, well look at this, Albie, okay. I don't want to start Plus Size Player just yet because it starts with a P and I kind of want to save it for that video for my episode. I think that's going to be episode 4 of the alphabet challenge. I have a V in here, I'm saving that. Only other option is called A Lesson in Deceit. I just don't know. I feel like there's so many options, but also, am I in the mood to, oh, I forgot this one. Lovesick by Cynthia Rodriguez, I believe. So the question is, am I in the mood to read a romance though? And you're probably like, girl, they have all kind of books on Kindle Unlimited. Yes, the problem is my Kindle is specifically for spicy romances. I have read some thrillers and stuff like that, but I prefer to read spicy romances on my Kindle. I have my bag. Y'all know I normally bring my see-through bag, but my mom got me this last Christmas and I've been using it because books actually fit inside. Believe it or not. I have my iPad in here because I'm most likely going to edit a little bit because at the library, I don't just like reading. I prefer not to actually because it's so cold in there. I had to remember to get my jacket from work and it's just so uncomfortable. It feels sterile. But I do like the vibe in this library more than the other one. I think because this one is a little smaller and I like that feeling. I will be returning 2 books. Great Black Hope, I DNF this. I just don't think I'm in the mood to read it. And then The Next Best Fling, I did read this. This is in my alphabet challenge episode 3. It is not out yet. But you'll be able to see my thoughts if you tune in, cause duh, for the other video. Told myself that I would maybe film a little bit in there so y'all can see that I'm actually reading my Kindle, but that would mean having to take my camera out. We'll see. I may try and browse a little bit, but y'all know I'm camera shy. No, I'm not camera shy. I'm public shy. Believe it or not. Yeah, I have a little bit of water. I hate water. Oh. Oh. I just don't like water. Okay, bye. For real this time. So I did go ahead and start A Lesson in Deceit yesterday as my first Kindle book. I literally just picked it randomly. But before I get into that, I want to give a couple of updates on the page turner. I have learned some lessons because I feel like when people, you know, promote this, they just say, hey, it's a wireless page turner, but they don't really tell you the pros and cons. I did find my two stands that I have. I have this one, which is not flexible at all, and I actually have two Kindles, so I can show you how. Well, this one has a pop socket, but it sits right on it. It leans back a little bit, but it won't because of the pop socket. Let me just get the one that I use. I never speak about them, but they're both Kindle Paperwhites. I waited about 4 years before I got a new one. This one is a very old Paperwhite because this one is still a 6-inch. I think they're now making the Paperwhites at least a 7-inch display screen, and this one is still a 6. I love this one. I got these two stickers, and they're not actually stuck on my Kindle. They're just in the case, so I can just take it out and switch them. These two stickers are from a local bookstore. When I went to Verizon and got my updated phone, I got an Android from iPhone. She was handing out these stickers. I don't even know what that says. Oh, it says creative, I think. And then recently I got this one that says in a really good place right now. In my book, of course, not mentally. This is from Tania Montfort. I got some book mail from her that included, oh, I have them right here. That included stuff from her new release called Lavish. And then this is the first book. This is the second. Anyway, this is the other stand that I have. Now this one is a little more flexible. I can recline it, you know, right here. Anyway, I prefer to use this one because I can adjust it. Now, as for this, I learned the hard way, okay? I realized that you can only go forward with this, but you can go backward. It's just very frustrating. When I got up this morning, I was like, okay, I'm gonna read a little bit. I got to chapter 8 of the book. I didn't read that much yesterday. I think I read the prologue in chapter 1. I got up this morning, and again, I was using this one, but because I wanted to lay down, I can't just read it up, right? I had to put it like this, which is fine. However, the way that I want it to lay down, I want it to lay down this way, which would mean I would need it flipped, but I can't flip it if I have this on the right side. So let me show y'all what happened. I ended up switching it to the left, and that was a mistake. Hopefully y'all can see this. So I'm gonna put it on. So this is when it goes on the right side. You have it a little bit on the screen, and then you click it, and it works just fine. However, because I didn't want to lay on this side, because obviously it would get in the way of the clicker thing, I decided to switch it and put it on the left. If you put it on the left, it flips, but it actually goes backwards. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's frustrating. Another thing that I remember hearing about this page turner is that you can't put it too far up. I thought it's because it just won't work. So this morning, I accidentally put it here. Seriously? I accidentally put it up here. And when I would click it, it does this. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, what is going on? It wouldn't click the page. It's because when you put it too far up, you have it on the toolbar, I guess, part, and it brings you to this. And that was so frustrating. Then I moved it down. I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. And then now I can turn it. It's just a little frustrating for me because I don't have the kind of stand that I can just put this on and then like turn it. So I can't be too comfortable with it. Like I can't actually lay down like this, but it is what it is. The only other thing that is a little frustrating, and not really, it just sucks, is you obviously, if you want to highlight, you still have to use your hand. And so it's like, I'll be comfortable and I had my covers on, but then it's like, I would have to take the covers off and then reach forward and highlight. But I mean, it is what it is. Let's get into the book. So I'm going to put a picture of my friend who I saw post about this, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read it. I had no idea what this was about. Even when I started it yesterday, I didn't really know much. And then I'm like, magic? Oh Lord, this is a fantasy. It is. It has magic in it. So this is an MMFM romance. So this is male, male, female, male. Now, for those of you who don't know, when the two M's are touching, like MMFM, that means that the two men are also in a relationship, or like two of the men are. If the F is second, they're not. Like they're like the three men are, or plus whatever, are in a relationship with the woman, but not necessarily amongst each other. I kind of read the synopsis, but honestly, after reading the prologue, I mean, it was very easy to understand what was going on. Don't know if this is a series or a duet. I know this is the first book, if it is. We have Riley, River, Grayson, and Asher. At the beginning of the book, which is really cute, it's the prologue, and we get Riley, who is 18. She's about to graduate high school, which I'm not a fan of, but we zoom past that to a year later when we get to chapter 1. So they live in a world where magic exists. Riley does not have magic, which I'm sure she probably does, but she doesn't, at least to her knowledge. River does, and how they first meet, he's actually using his powers, and it caught me off guard because I'm like, oh, she knows. She knows he's a magical being. I think he's a telepath. Telepath? He can read minds. That's telepath. Telepathy. Prologue is how they meet. Chapter 1 starts 1 year later. However, she's 19 going on 20, and she was 18 at the start of it. River she was 18. He had just turned 21. But the prologue is literally a couple of pages. We jump to the future a year later. Her and River are now dating. He can read minds, remember? At the end of the chapter, there's a knock on the door. The mom answers it, and it's bad news. He can already tell what it is. He's like, you need to go ask. So she asks. Her dad died. Her dad worked at this university that was for both magical beings or people with power, people with magic, and humans. He worked specifically with trying to help those, like if they've never been to a school with magical people, help them adjust, basically help the students adjust, both the magical students and the non-magical. I think we zoom again in the next chapter, maybe a couple of months, and she was going to a community college. She doesn't even finish. She ends up transferring to her dad's college where he was, and I believe she's going there with the hopes of figuring out what happened. I can tell you now, he's most likely killed. I mean, come on now. It don't take that much to guess that. Again, her and River are dating. The other two characters that are introduced, Grayson is River's best friend, and we do know that River is pansexual and Grayson is bisexual. And then the other main character who we just met, for me at least, is Asher. Asher is River's older brother. River and Grayson are students. Asher is a professor. I really enjoy using this. It goes very quick. The only thing that I haven't figured out is how do I want to hold it. I keep switching. Sometimes I'll switch it to this hand. I look rough right now. I know. Let's not talk about it. Let's ignore it. But I did want to give an update more on the book. I am going to come back later when I close out the video and give my thoughts on the Kindle page turner. Let's talk about the book that I'm reading. It's going well. In fact, so well that I do have some complaints. I'm almost a little disappointed because I'm almost done. I'm like 60% of the way through. I mean, it's a short book. It's like 327 pages, but we seem to be focusing a lot more on the romance than the plot. I find few romances where the plot really has nothing to do with the relationship of the characters, and this is one of them. The plot is totally different. If we took out the romance, if we took out the relationship, I mean, I'm almost done, so I don't know if maybe at the end there might be a twist, but if we took that out, we would still have something to work with, because at the end of the day, Riley is trying to figure out what happened to her dad. I'm assuming there's gonna be another book. Maybe it's gonna be a duet or multiple books, because there's just no way this is going to figure itself out and conclude at the end of this book. There's just no way. We're not close. Also, I don't really feel like Riley has really done anything. In fact, Riley does find something that has to do with the way that her dad died. However, her roommate gets involved as well, like to help her. And it's really the roommate that's been doing a lot of research and figuring things out. And it's like, Riley, girl, what are you doing? Because you ain't helping. On to the romance, okay? I am salivating at the thought of Riley and Asher because I just don't know how that's gonna go down, and I'm very excited. It was very easy to see her with Grayson because Grayson and River is her boyfriend, they're best friends, so that was fairly easy. Asher is totally different. Asher is her professor. He seems to be older and he's not in the friend group. He has a close relationship with his brother River. It's more like an older brother, younger brother type of thing. I feel like adding him at some point is really gonna change things up. I almost can't imagine them all together. Just from the outside looking in and reading about him, he just feels drastically different than River and Grayson, which might be a good thing because normally in those kinds of romances, each of the guys brings something different to the table. And I hate when they're very similar because they bleed into one another and it's hard to tell who's who. So yeah, I really wanted to stop where I was and tell you that because again, I'm almost done and nothing has happened with Asher yet, but I think we're gonna get there. And I don't know because let me see, I'm on chapter 27, 65% of the way through. I have an hour and 41 minutes left. I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if nothing happens in this book. Now, as far as this being like a fantasy, I would say that this book kind of reminds me of Blood Debts by, I forgot who it's by, but it's very easy to read if you haven't really read fantasy before, if you want to dabble in it. Okay, it does say Mystic Regan Duet Book 1, so it is a duet. This author has other books. I might have to check them out. Okay, so the second book doesn't come out till November. It's called A Lesson in Obedience. So there is a synopsis for it and everything. Obviously, I don't want to read it now because it's literally going to be a continuation from the first one. It's not one of those like interconnected, same world, but different characters. We're just continuing from the storyline from the first one. Now that I know that there is a second book, I can say that her and Asher probably won't get together. They may have one moment, sure. We'll probably see more of them in the second book, but also I think something's gonna go wrong with her and River and Grayson. I don't know, maybe all of them. I think something's gonna turn them against each other or her against them. I have come back with my final thoughts of the book and the page turner, but let's start with the book. So I ended up giving it a 4.25. Honestly, anywhere between a 4 and a 5 is good for me, just not a 5 because I didn't get that 5-star feeling. Okay, Asher and Riley definitely shared a moment and it ate, but I will say my feelings towards them still stands, meaning I can definitely see Riley and Asher together, like I can totally ship them, but shipping them to me is something separate. I just don't feel like Asher fits the same vibe as Grayson and River. By the way, today is Tuesday. I finished this book, I want to say, I think I did finish it yesterday, but I still remember the characters' names. Every time that I've been speaking to y'all about the characters, not once have I looked down to remind myself who they are. Huh? That says a lot. But yeah, Asher just doesn't fit the same vibe. Now it could be because this is an MMFM. I can tell you now that the two guys that are together are Grayson and River, and I guess the fact that River and Asher are brothers, it's just kind of awkward. So that could be what's throwing me off. Mind you, I've read worse, okay? I've read worse. I'm not gonna compare this book to anything else, and just thinking about this book, it's a bit awkward. Anyhow, I am excited for book 2. I think I said it comes out sometime in November. Hopefully it drops sooner because of how book number 1 ended. Now, as far as the plot goes, now that I mentioned that, a bit basic. I guess I was a little shocked at the end of book 1, but when you really look back on it, it's like, okay. I mean, yeah. This book is definitely perfect for people like myself who dabble in fantasy. By the way, I did go ahead and start today her debut novel, which is a trilogy. I don't know if I mentioned that in here or not. I might have. Onto the page turner. I would highly recommend this. I mean, you don't have to get it, but if you are someone who would be interested in something like this, it's definitely worth it. I got mine off of the TikTok shop. I waited until it was 62% off. Personally, I'm not gonna link it. I mean, you can honestly just type in Kindle page turner. They have a bunch of different ones. This is the one that I have. I don't know if I've ever given a... Oh wait, I think I have the box. I do have the box. This is what mine looks like. I don't know if it says like the brand. It just says page turner. This is what mine looks like. It has this kind of remote with the button, and this is the magnetic clip. I have not charged it yet since I've been using this. I can't tell you the total amount of hours that I've used it for though, like 4 hours, 5 hours, that I don't know. But I have been using this since Friday, and today's already Tuesday, and it's still working. I will say one of the downsides is it doesn't seem like it's gonna tell you when it's running low, right? It's not like a Bluetooth connection type of thing. So it's just gonna go off and you're not gonna realize until you go to click the button and it don't work. With that being said, I also don't know how to charge it, because I know you're supposed to charge both. You don't just charge one, but does that mean that you have to charge them separately? I see it has a USB type connection. I told myself to look this up before I got back on here so I could tell y'all, and I forgot. So I guess I have to charge them both. Ooh, my bad, my bad. I turned it on. Well, that's inconvenient. I guess this is how you charge it. I don't know when it tells you that it's done. And then you would have to charge this too. If you're also looking to buy a stand for your Kindle, I would just suggest that you get one that is easy to manipulate your Kindle. So I don't even have one to show y'all, like even for my phone. But one that you would, I guess, hook it like this. That way you can maybe turn it. Because for me, at least, when I do want to lay down, it's a little inconvenient. However, I'm not worried about it. I can manage it. In fact, when I was laying down in bed, I was able, because of my case, it doesn't really slide. I was able to literally, this thing has a, I don't even know if I could show y'all. It has a little dip. I was able to put this on my table. It might not work now because I had it against something, and turn my Kindle like this. Oh, no, see, it might not stay right now because I had something on the other side, but like this, because when I'm laying down, I don't need it completely like this. I just needed a little slanted, and I was able to do that, so I'm fine with that. So I can manage. That is it for today's video. I hope in the intro I didn't make it sound like I was going to do a whole reading vlog of reading multiple Kindle books. I was never planning on doing that, but when I turn this camera on, if I don't plan what I'm gonna say, we're gonna be here all day and wasting camera space, okay? I was always planning on just reading for the weekend, which I did. I'm just closing out the video now. So that's it for today's video. If you reached the end of this video, comment down below this emoji, and I'll see you next week. Bye!